Hello, my name is Jeff, and I'm the president, kind of the founder of this charity network, this whole scenario that you're looking at here. And I thought it would be nice if I took a moment and just spoke with you a little bit about the reasons that we got involved with this, and really what we're trying to do and why. And just to start off on this, I just would like to make the statement about this Earth, that it's a very rich planet, isn't it? And really there's no reason. It doesn't seem to be any reason anyway why so many of our contemporary sentients just suffer without the basic needs of life. We're talking about sustenance, we're talking about covering, food and shelter. And it seems a shame, doesn't it? And I'm not saying, oh, it's a shame, I'm saying shameful. It seems really shameful that this is the case. If an objective observer were just to stumble across the Earth and whip out his calculator and just sort of calculate the resources of this planet, and then factor in the population, he'd quickly come to the conclusion that there's been some major mismanagement of resources. And, I think most of us would probably agree with that. 2/3, roughly, of the Earth's population languish in poverty. And they go day by day with the concern that they're just not going to receive the basic needs for today, or for tomorrow, or for the foreseeable future. And that's a shameful situation, considering the richness with which we've been endowed here. Now, we have to admit that government is involved. I mean, government is the management of the Earth, basically. And we don't mean to cast aspersions on government. We actually would like to have a neutral position regarding that. But we do have to admit, and I admit it about myself as a manager, I make mistakes. You do. We all make mistakes, and sometimes in managing things we don't do as good a job as we wish we could. But in our little lives, it doesn't affect that many people. And also, I think in the behalf of government, in the behest of them, I think that they sure have some thorny issues. I would not like to be in a position to try to manage this large effort that they're undertaking. But in any case, we do see some problem with mismanagement a lot, and corruption, and graft, and special interest, and all of this that feed into this. You can see it most dramatically probably in the third world, in African countries, and in that situation where the pronounced effect on the availability of basics is more it's more pronounced. But even in the developed world, we have to look at the structure of commerce, at the structure of the political systems, and recognize that they bear some responsibility regarding the inequity between the rich and the poor. And we know that it's a growing gap. The distance between the rich and the poor is growing, and the ratio of the poor to the rich is growing as well, and it's a trend that's continuing on. At the same time, though, we cannot put all the blame on government. We are individuals, and each individual, we're responsible to look around us, grab the tools that we have, use our intellect and our tools, and make it work. And certainly, there are people. There are things that people should be doing that they don't. Some of them, and there are things that they shouldn't be doing that they do. And sometimes this is out of ignorance or lack of education, but sometimes it's more of a deliberate thing. It's really difficult to judge these matters, isn't it? And also people have circumstances, some of which they have brought upon themselves, self-induced, but some of which they've fallen into, or some of which they were born with. There's circumstances that put them in a position where they really have difficulty functioning productively in society, in a professional way. And so there's all these issues, and you, like we say, you really can't blame individuals totally without, and give government and commerce a pass. But you really can't blame the system either totally, and give the individuals a pass either. And it seems as though each individual circumstance, when you're looking at the poor and the homeless, each individual situation is full of its own, of course, unique circumstances, and it's just difficult to judge. And so for us, we really, here at Charity Network, we're not interested in judging. We're not interested in judging government or commerce or the individual or anything. What we're really trying to do is just to facilitate community benevolence. And we would like to be able to help with some education. We'd like to be able to help with some resources, possibly, with some encouragement, with some kindness, and just use the positive things in life to try to reach in and maybe help some people and help these charities some charities maybe to have more resources, more energy to help. And so I wanted to explain that to you, just what we're about, and maybe I should just talk a little bit about our position with government and religion. Because really there's been a lot of efforts by both government and religion to administrate social benevolence. And there's been some very positive effects from that, but there's also been some negative effects, And there's been all sorts of results in between that. And we really do not wish ourselves to have any involvement in any of that. Our focus is more community-based. And what we're trying to do is look, where is the heart and soul of a community? Well, first off, it's you and I. I mean, we live here. We die here. We give birth here. We have joy here. We have pain here. We live the messy and raw life of the community. It's us. But there's another aspect of the community too. It's the local, small, medium-sized businesses, local and regional. It's interesting, isn't it, how much energy and how much vitality and how vibrant and full of life this segment of society is, the small businessman. It really is the heart and soul of our communities, and they have energy, they have resources, and we really would turn to you and to the small businesses of the area to help in these matters. Big business and big government and big religion, they really don't have much to do with the heart and soul of the country, of the communities, and I don't know if they ever really did. The big ones. And that's a problem. The bigger you get, the harder it is to focus on the singularities, right? But isn't that where help in this regard really has to come to? It has to come to the one-on-one. It has to be able to be me looking you in the eye, right? Shaking your hand and slapping you on the back, and you doing the same to me. And that's what's going to help people. And I'm not saying that these entities that are trying to look at the whole nut are ineffectual. That's not what I'm saying. But that's just not where we want to focus. We want to focus more close to home. And so we try to stay neutral in these areas, and we try not to affiliate ourselves with any governmental agencies or any religions, and just focus on the local communities and the people that need help, and focus on you. So I hope this explanation's been helpful to you and understanding what we do, and it's been nice to be able to spend a little time talking with you. And I hope that you take a little time too and follow through with some of the future videos that some of the other videos that we're putting out here. And I hope that as you view our programs, that you'll get some benefit from them, and you'll be able to maybe learn a few things. Maybe you'll be able to contribute some of your knowledge, and maybe by your attention benefit some people as well. And so welcome to the Charity Network, and we hope to see more of you. Thank you.